Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. Strangle your demons and let's go.
Y'all need Jesus!
In the midnight hour, babe, Joe lied more. With a rebel yell, he lied more. Ow! Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. I am your host, Eric Hellberg, and you know we're like Einstein over here, men. Certainly more candid with a clearer conscience than President Joe Biden. And that was if he could even still remember his ethics. And we know in the midnight hour, if Joe is still up these days, but certainly before, he would always lie more. We've been downbeat. Let's get upbeat because it is a new week. Good old Joe, he's been on the stump again, we know that. He's been in Pittsburgh, apparently. That's the state of his origin. Of course, we've heard of Scranton over and over again. Joe's always back in Scranton. But apparently, what got things started is a new edition of Men's magazine. And my God, the reason they wrote this article is because there's been a new release of American Woman. The transformation of the modern First Lady from, you guessed it, Hillary Clinton, pantsuit Hillary, to Jill Biden. Oh, yeah. And she would be the model of femininity. Evidently, back in the day in 2004, I tell you, Jill and Joe have let you have a glimpse into their lives. And Joe, by no means, ever thought he would ascend to the presidency, and he certainly did not desire this. Only a man who's been grifting off the American public for 50 plus years, attached himself to every demagogue from the doggone exalted cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan, Robert Byrd, the longest serving senator in American history. Joe Biden was his right-hand man. He latched on to Edward Kennedy after that. Now he's after his nephew because he poses a threat. Oh yeah, good old Joe will do anything to serve his best interest. And he will smile. And he will lick an ice cream cone. And he will tell you about Scranton. But back in 2004, did you know Jill Biden? I tell you, she's such a temptress. Clad in only a halter top with the word no emblazoned across her stomach. They thought they were simply bigger than idle talk. They would be symbolic. And this is how she communicated to her and her husband's staff. Yes, they had a staff back then too, at your expense, to denote her husband's decision against running for president at that time. Oh no, Joe wasn't in the game. That's cool. I tell you what, though, archives have found that in 1979, right, Joe's been around a long time, he openly called for a newfound respect, champion of the Chinese state, the Communist Chinese Party, and that we should all get together, enact trade deals, and make the world a better place. Fast forward 20 years after that. Remember, Joe's been around a long time. In 1999, he doubled down on his statement and said, we need China and China needs us. Oh, we know you have helped in that regard, Joe. No one's been cozier with the Chinese than you and Hunter. Somehow we all forgot that. You've been working with them for an awfully long time. But I tell you what, in this recent Men's Mag article, you know what? That candid remark from Jill just underscores Uncle Joe's approach to blending his personal life with his political image, which we know he's carefully managed over the decades, right? When he would be sitting at the pool with his glistening leg hair in the sun, awaiting young children to rub on it, he could feel it just rise up. Just like that guy, old Chris Matthews, on what the hell was it, Hardball? He felt that jolt of electricity running up his leg when he heard the name Obama. These guys have remarkable, similar adjectives and feelings when it comes to this stuff. I tell you what, is their excitement scripted? My gosh. And what I found even more poignant is that, of course, he said it tongue in cheek, and with humor. But did you know that President Biden credited good sex? Now, Joe, I'm going to tell you, that always seemed to have been problematic for me, so I'm going to give you a point in this corner for that. Good sex as a cornerstone of happy and enduring marriage. And evidently, Jill was appalled. She was embarrassed. Now, she'll wear the halter top with the word no written on there. Midriff, all that good stuff for the staff to see. But she was embarrassed. Oh, my gosh. Now, you know I've done an episode before how she left her bar owner husband, and that's a misnomer. He's an extremely successful guy who actually initially gave Joe credence and funded his campaign, only so he could run away with Jill, and Jill run away from him. But Jill's, you know, she's a little bit demure, so she was embarrassed. I think what she was really embarrassed about was immediately after talking about the good sex, Uncle Joe said he had a deep emotional and physical connection to his first wife, Nelia. Well, maybe he wasn't referring to Jill. We don't know. Maybe it was Nelia. Well, maybe it was during his carefree bachelor days in between wives. And, you know, Joe works meticulously to carefully cultivate his image. I tell you, just so much in question. Joe can literally say anything. And since he is a Pennsylvania man, and yes, he has been in Pittsburgh, I tell you, with all that I've heard, I'm just waiting for Joe to say that the Pittsburgh Pirates abducted Bo, and tragically, that is where he met his fate. Now, we're going to put another point in the Biden corner. We know that Bo served his country honorably. We know that Bo went to war. But we know that Bo had long since returned and then come down with a debilitating cancer that, sadly enough, took his life. And I'm sure his parents were heartbroken. But how can the commander-in-chief go around and say that Bo was killed in action? And he does it at literally every appearance he is at and with every audience. Bo died in this theater. Oh, he died a wound suffered here. He understands every time a flag-draped coffin comes from a theater of operations, and he tells the Gold Star families, I'm with you because Bo died there too. But Joe, Bo did not die there. He died a tragic death like hundreds of thousands of other Americans sitting in this country have to go through every year, of cancer. It was not service related. Veteran, yes, we are thankful for him. And because of his familial history, he is now in Arlington National Cemetery. You don't think someone who fought and died in the Korean War and just now passed after a lifetime legacy may want to be in Arlington? You don't think one of those dismembered bodies when you pulled the brakes on the exit from Kabul and right outside the gate, those Marines got blown to smithereens? You don't think maybe one of them should be in Arlington? But that's cool. He was your son, and he is there. But it wouldn't surprise me. The next story, look for it in the headlines, guys. The Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team has abducted Bo. It has been a mutiny, and he is no longer with us. It is truly incredible how the Democratic Party will hold on to this man, knowing who he is, what he has done, and what he will continue to do de facto to this great nation of ours. That says an awful lot about their true care and concern. I mean, hell, we could put a rooster, a chicken in there and call it Joe Biden. Well, but we have that. We have cackling Kamala. And this simply is not going to change unless we vote those fools out come November and do our utmost to restore a little bit of hope and inspiration and fervor back into America again. We both need it and desire it greatly. Think Reagan after Carter. So in the midnight hour, babe, Joe lied more. Until next time on the Comfortable in Chaos podcast, I bid you bon voyage, my burgeoning flock.
Until next time, like and subscribe to the Comfortable in Chaos podcast.